make it right. Just close your eyes. Yeah, we got tonight.
Hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Feliz martes.
Yes,
It's
sir.
for the love of Jaylah night. Es tu chica Jaylah.
I'm Gigi Rivera.
We are super excited. I think we're like extra excited for tonight. Welcome, guys, for the love of Jaylah. This is episode 6. Can't believe we're already on 6. I got the goosebumps, got the goosies, like Jaylah would
know.
say.
You are glowing, sis. You are glowing.
I've been in the sun all weekend. I had, enjoying those last days of summer with Bella. School starts tomorrow, so yeah, back to la rutina, como dicen.
I know. Well, they say August is like the Sunday of the month, so get ready, because once September starts, is a wrap.
It was a very random weekend, and obviously we're going to talk about that. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. Mm-hmm. Also, just man, I can't believe I'm so excited right now. I'm so excited for today.
I know.
Everybody for being here. Andrea on the check-in. I appreciate you guys checking in.
Hey, Andrea.
We have a great show for you today. We have a very, very, very special guest, Somaya Reece, and her girl Kay, which is amazing. And actually, before we start El Chequeo, I think our guests are actually ready to go.
I'm ready for them. By the way, I totally miss doing the show at your house, because that means I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat, because you'll cook for me. So just know that I struggled today. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Water right now, but hello.
Hi, Kay. Aw.
What's up, sunshines?
Welcome to the show.
Well, hello. I'm doing good. It's like kind of backwards because I'm on the right, but it's on the left. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's the struggle of our lives every Tuesday.
Yeah. So what's up, man? I'm excited because I'm full of knowledge on this subject. So I will gladly help you guys. I love it. Can we do it together?
Shout out to Sodies in here. Sis, I see you.
Yes, thank you to everybody who's tuning in. We're waiting on Somaya, of course. Running on that
Somaya posted a reel on Instagram and she looked so gorgeous. I'm like, sis, I see you.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm here looking mad ghetto. Listen, I was moving today, struggle life. So,
are you moving out?
I'm moving in with Bae.
Whoa.
So we got a lot to discuss about Kay.
So while we wait for Somaya, we're gonna start with
Ay, Dios mío. She's ready.
I'm so short. Hold on. Let me sit on the pillow, my short ass. All right, so
you look beautiful.
Oh.
You are so gorgeous. I love it.
How are you guys? Y'all my bitches.
This is a very exciting episode for me. Somaya is one of my favorite people in the world. And I'm so excited to finally be able to sit down and have a conversation with you. Looking amazing as always flawless.
Are you
Huh?
Are you girl crushing?
Listen,
Look at her peek in the background.
I hate you right now, Somaya. It's too early in the show.
You're gonna be all right.
I need a shot.
No, you don't.
You're taking one for me. So let's kick it off. So we're gonna kick it off with what we always do, and we call it El Chequeo. So it's the ups and downs of our week from our last little check-in. So we like to check in on each other, make sure we're good, and see what's up.
Yeah.
So let's kick it off with Gigi, because she already let the cat out the bag early.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling Kay about my little situation. So lo alto, my high of the week was moving in with Bae, It's been a long time coming. Hence why there's a naked woman behind me. I'm trying to figure out like where I can situate myself. But yeah, moving in with Bay. And then the low was just moving. I hate packing. I hate that you gotta take stuff to a storage, que si esto cabe. I give a bunch of stuff away, yet I still end up with mad stuff left. I'm like, what do I have to do? Just give everything away? So just moving was the high and moving was the low. But I'm excited to move in with Bay. We'll see how that goes. I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that.
Interrupt with a question during this time.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, girl. What's the question?
You saved your house in your new home.
No. It's actually his house, but I am gonna sage, throw some Florida water all over it on him. Hopefully he don't burn.
That's the sign.
Right?
At least your stuff will kind of still be in boxes. So
Box. One box.
No, he's been very helpful. He gave me half the closet, gave me a bunch of space, mad drawers. So I'm like, make room.
I'm here. You want
Somaya.
I'm here now.
Right. He's like, I was just kidding, babe. I'm like, too late.
I have a hallway closet. She has all the closets in the house.
I mean,
That's literally me and my boyfriend.
That though.
That's me.
You
and
got
babe.
yeah.
I have a 2-bedroom apartment to myself, and I still don't have enough closets.
Nice. Okay.
Y eso, que doné like 2 boxes of clothes.
Oh,
So I don't know what's happening. But anyways, Jayla, let's get into your highs and lows.
So my peak was the Aventura concert.
Yes. They're so good. I saw them in Yankee Stadium in 2014. Oh, so good.
Los papis.
I am the total Aventura fangirl. So like I've hung out with them. I've gone to like Applebee's. I've worked with them. But at the end of the day, the 5-year-old in me, that little girl, like that cried her heart out, like for her boyfriends growing up, like that girl still lives in me. And being able to always find a way to relive that at some point is a beautiful thing. I purposely got, I didn't want floor seats. I didn't want to bump into anybody, even though my ex-boyfriend showed up. But on purpose, apparently. So yeah, but even like other than that, like just reliving those moments and being able to sit there and cry and laugh and sing, and like obviously I lost like my voice.
Yeah.
It was just a beautiful thing to like be able to relive, just kind of like, be a real person. People always think that because you're in a certain lifestyle or things that little person inside of you dies. And I don't think that's necessarily true. So when I can have my fangirl moments, I'm going to have my fangirl moments.
Yes.
And I'm going to live it in my moment, because I think it's a beautiful thing. And the only thing that did suck though in my pit was that somebody stole my bag.
Yeah. How?
What was in it?
Mind you, it was only $20. First generation AirPods, because I'm not that type of girl. Like it's a fanny pack at that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you didn't really you took my cards. Nothing was used. Nothing has been it's just so weird. Like it was just a mala intención. I felt it when I actually went into the DJ booth. Like I knew that when I walked in with that energy and all the there were certain females in there that were like, who the fuck is this bitch? Like, and and you don't mean to do those things. Like, I don't mean to walk in there and stop, and do anything. I want to say hi, I like friends, but it's all right. It was about time. I had to change my last name anyway on my credit card. So,
but this is why tú no suelta la cartera anywhere. You gotta hold
it's crazy because
it.
it's a fanny pack. So I had it on like this, but at one point me estaba rozando right here. So I took it off for that 2 seconds. Like literally I went like this.
So they were plotting, sis.
That's what I'm saying.
They were plotting.
It was too quick. And the people that I was around, it wasn't, you know what I mean? I was with the owners. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it was calculated. But it's okay. All good energy to everybody else. Whatever.
Jay, I just noticed we didn't introduce Somaya and Kay. We just started going in. We're so excited. So before you guys give us your El Chequeo, Jayla, go ahead and introduce them. Yeah, officially.
We got the most beautiful, amazing, badass, hardworking boss babe. Somaya Reece is in the building.
Hey.
and her beautiful self,
Yes.
loving, like energy wise, like you have one of the most best energies ever. Kay, like welcome guys officially to the show, and thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
Hey, thank you for having us.
So
So
let's
now
go.
it's time for your chequeo.
Mhm.
How was your the
So-
ups and the low?
Sure. Yeah, so the super highlight of the week was so I haven't announced this, but just Jaylah knows, but I purchased the property, so I'm very proud of myself and excited.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
It's for rehab for flipping purposes, and it's officially done and ready. So that's very exciting for me, for being somebody that came from that was not raised in a home. I grew up in a garage, slept in very, I come from an immigrant family. Somos El Salvador. They swam the rivers to get here to give us a better life. And this is truly the American dream for me. And so it's very exciting. It's exciting because I share it with somebody that I love. So that was dope. We worked on it together. I designed it. We pushed each other. It was dope. So it was a really dope thing. I'm very happy about it and very exciting because it's more of an emotional thing for me. Coming from nothing
Awesome.
to doing that is like a big deal, for me, my personal accomplishment.
That's amazing. I want to see a house tour. You better show us what you're working with, girl.
Time.
I want to see a house tour, how you decorate it. I'm so excited for you. Congrats.
The shit out of this house. Like Hobby Lobby is her best friend on top of what she already had, and she
Home Depot, right?
I'm the DIY queen.
I used to wake up sometimes a couple months ago. I wake up at like 6 a.m. and I would just hear psh, psh, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I open the master bedroom door and she's fucking sitting there spray painting and sanding down something. What are you doing?
I got tools, okay?
She's like, I'll be inside in a minute. And I'm like, babe.
I haven't decided yet if it's a creative thing or if it's a post-trauma, because when you're little, like your mom just restores stuff.
Yeah.
Dinero para hacerlo, and even if I have money, I'm still gonna restore.
You're still gonna save your coins.
Oh, baby, that's how the rich get rich. That's how they stay rich. Okay, I'm trying to follow suit.
Facts.
Okay, I'm not too good for that little Ross trip.
Never that. Never too bad for a Ross trip ever. You find some gems over there.
We're really excited about that. That's like our super high.
And then what's the low?
What's the low?
The low, things that are drama going on within my parents, stuff like that, and then just family feuding and stuff like that.
That's
the worst.
The worst. So I'm trying to be the person that breaks that generational toxic family trauma.
Yes.
Makes me the black sheep. Jaylah knows.
Me
We had this long crying conversation. Like I see that, especially in our community, because our feelings are overlooked. We're exaggerating, like, oh, that didn't happen. Like, so I am the person that's gonna break that, and if that means that people think that, that I become the black sheep of the family, I'm okay with that, because teach my nieces and nephews that healing is good, and that to be vocal and to speak, how you feel, and that you're not exaggerating, your feelings are valid. And so I want to be a part of the healing journey for people.
That's beautiful. And that's great that you use your voice to say those things, because I feel like we don't get to hear that enough. And, we've talked about it, about having that Latino guilt, that what our family tells us to do. And if we don't do what they say, and then they get hurt and we have to feel guilty and going through all of that. So having a voice, and you being on these platforms that says, you know what, this is okay. Let's talk about this.
Yes.
I think it's very powerful.
Yes. And it takes a lot of courage, but that's okay. Because we were all shamed, sometimes when I say things to my mom, she's like, ah, qué grosera. And I'm like, Mom, I just want you to heal. I'm like, oh, no seas tan grosera. And I'm like, Mommy, trust me, one day you're going to thank me for it.
Yeah. Aw. What about you, Kay?
So my highs, I I upgraded. So I have a machine that like polishes stones, and I upgraded to a much larger commercial machine.
Hey.
That's
stones
the
as in
highest.
crystals.
So I have a machine that's gonna like
I need one.
time in like
Got you.
half, and all I have to do is just make sure the fucking thing doesn't break. So over time,
Wait, are we allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
Because it slips out sometimes.
Hello.
It happens. This is why it's a podcast and not traditional radio.
So I'm gonna get my money back way faster, and the turnaround is going to be faster, and I'm going to be able to put. Yeah, she was like.
I keep telling you, I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
Like, started her business like.
I started with just like 3 little
like
crystals.
Nothing, like
now I'm like importing directly. There's no fucking middleman. Like I'm going like.
She has a whole section in my warehouse.
I'm on WhatsApp all day at like 3 guys in Africa. Like it's so. I'm wholesaling now. I just added that to my website. I haven't announced it yet.
And we're gonna get into your crystal work because I have so many questions and thoughts and concerns. So that's the first thing I told Jayla. I'm like, Jayla, we gotta ask her about the crystals.
So I'll explain that later on.
Yeah, I got a little crystal.
Long story short, I'll explain it later on too, like that whole crystal life and everything.
Yeah.
It's what I want people to know, publicly speaking, is that this is not. It's not something to fuck around with, and it's also something that is very, very, very concrete. It's as is. It's in your face. Like the energy, the
powerful,
the cleansing, the going through what you're going through. Like that shit is real. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, the butterflies or this." No, fuck your fluffy shit. Let's get to the point.
It's not yoga pants and meditation at all.
Correct.
It's breaking down. It's crying.
It's fucking, and it's making sure you're not at a low point, like drinking alcohol, having sex, going to strip clubs, doing crazy shit, watching porn 24/7, whatever it is.
And by having sex, let's be clear, we're talking about with random people. Where it's good, guys. Okay,
it definitely is.
Sex is good. Just
love her.
The energy.
Yeah. So that being said, it's making
sure like, sex.
Oh my god. It's making sure you don't
overindulge.
You go back into the shit when you're walking away from it. You know what I'm saying? But my lows for this week, I'm gonna say honestly, is most likely did I have any lows? I'm really trying. Oh, there we go. It
was a pretty good week for you. Actually.
It was actually a pretty good week. I do have one low. So I was working on something outside here on the property, and I was like this close to getting hit by do you know how we have owls at the house? I don't know if you guys know that. So we have an owl box in the back.
Yeah.
And at night, right around sunset, one of them flies because we have the ocean view right here. They fly, you could see them in the silhouette flying back to the house, And I'm like, I didn't know that the other one was already in there. Usually we have like 3 or 5 owls, right? So I'm like,
so cool.
grabbing shit out of my car. I forgot what I was doing, groceries or something. And it was like, just got to dark. It was like just 8 o'clock. And I literally heard, and I heard the owl, and I looked up and I was like, oh, okay. So it flew over me. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, hey, buddy, just speaking to him. And then he swooped down, but he didn't hit me, but he swooped down to like test me. And I was like, bro, if I would have got hit by this guy.
I was like, beef!
Because they have their claws, they attack with their feet, right? And their feet, talons, like they're called. They're as strong as a German Shepherd's bite. Yeah. So imagine, and they go for the top. So imagine. So I'm sitting, I'm like, what the fuck? She can't hear me. I had to show her on the camera. I'm like, babe, look at the camera. You see the fucking, she's like, oh my God.
It's scary because we weren't sure if like, we're like, did our like animals turn on us?
Yeah.
Like,
throw the whole cage away.
I'm trying not to die right now because y'all know I have that bird phobia. So I'm imagining all of this right now. And I just want to curl up in a ball.
So ask Rick, because Rick experienced our owls. We have an owl box. And at one point we had 5 owls in there because the girl had babies. So now they're out of there.
Like
now it's just her in there.
They kind of float around, and a different type of owl comes. And
I was telling her, I think that the owl thought you were food.
Because I'm fucking short.
Because she's short.
Yo, Drea said sis was going to Hogwarts. You know what? I think I'm already there. I think I built the building.
Y'all for real,
Y'all are crazy.
Better episode than Love and Hip Hop over here. All the beef was going crazy.
Sorry, we're here. What's up?
Well, we hope them owls leave y'all alone.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I really think that for some reason she startled the owl or something.
This plant is making my hair look bad, and it's bothering me, so I'm gonna fix this plant.
I love you guys. Well, let's get into some fun. I know Jayla has a few questions for you. Somaya, you touched a little bit. Where did Jayla go?
Rose. Yeah. So wait, real quick, can we talk about it? So Gigi is also my homegirl too. So me and Gigi met because she had interviewed me for
Baller Alert. Yes. Shout out to Baller Alert for connecting us.
Damn, way back.
Yeah, and I'm super proud of you, girl, you know, for staying on your grind. I'm super proud of you for not giving up.
Oh, thank you.
Listen, this business is crazy and you could really lose yourself in it. And just as I tell anybody in life, like, don't lose yourself. Like, always remember to come back and ground and fight for the things that you want. And
reflect.
Always reflect, you know, face yourself and go for all the things that are your passion, whatever that is. And, you know, hey, listen, sometimes that means that, like, listen, I slept in an attic for my dreams, okay? I was homeless for mine.
So. I know. And I wanted to, you know, get a little into that for those who don't know about your background. Like, tell us a little bit, you know, quick and short on, like, how you got to where you are now. Because from sleeping in an attic to now, you know, buying a house and starting so many successful businesses. Because it's one thing to start a business, but for it to be successful and make you money, it's a whole other level, and it is very hard. So tell me a little bit about your upcoming, you know, your family and all of that.
So I'm born and raised in California. I'm a true LA, Los Angeles. I was born and raised in LA, and I lived in different parts of South Central. I come from an immigrant family, El Salvador, and they came here like many immigrants, swam the rivers, almost dehydrated to come here to give us a better life. And I literally, we grew up in a garage. I was a maid until I was about 20 years old. And so we would clean houses with my mom. And at the time, I didn't realize that, you know, we were poor, pero humildes. We were always rich in spirit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I was never raised to believe that people were better than me because they had more money. So I never really kind of identified that, but I always wanted something better for myself. So I have been in the entertainment industry now for many years, and I have been through all the ups, all the downs. I've been abused in the industry in every way possible. And I've also had people support me, but it's been less support, as everybody knows who is in the industry. Then it's less support until you start to gain a name, then everyone supports you, kind of a thing. And then there's people that were with you from the beginning. And actually, there's a couple fans in here that were with me since the beginning of MySpace. So MySpace was a big, thing that started off my career. I was discovered on MySpace by Tom, if everybody remembers Tom.
No way. That's crazy.
And, I uploaded my first professional recording, and it got millions of plays and E-Television, MTV. Everybody started Insider, like all the record labels. Everybody basically kind of recognized my talent. But again, you know, it's been a long road. You know, I was offered multi-million-dollar record deals. We talked about it, Gigi, and everybody knows these are facts because if you were on MySpace, you remember. And so, you know, I knew Drake before Drake was Drake. So me and him were still friends,
Speaking of my dear.
All the people that supported me, again, we supported each other. We were like really like small time, you know, Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy's not lying when he's like, yo, I did that.
Yeah.
I was there. Like, I totally supported, you know, but so, you know, that's where my career started. And humildemente, you know, I didn't have a car. I was riding the bus to get to auditions. And I, you know, moved out of living in South Central. I had a really kind of a turbulent childhood. When I was 10 years old, I ran away with no intentions of coming back. because of a lot of the generational toxic trauma in the family. And I literally, the streets raised me, and I raised myself. Y gracias a Dios that, you know, I'm okay. I pushed through. Yeah, I really did. And so, you know, I always knew there was a bigger purpose for me, but I didn't know what that was. And so I still pushed through, you know. I had big dreams of starting my business, and I just kind of took a chance. And every day I could take a chance. And, you know, my mom taught me something that I think a lot of parents do to their kids: ahorra tu dinero. So I saved my money. I stacked up my chips. I didn't care what people said about me. If I didn't have the red bottoms, they clowned me for it on Love and Hip Hop. But all that time I was stacking my bread, and I finally stacked it to where I was able to buy my first condo. It was small, but it was home. And I finally felt like I have a home, because I grew up in a garage, and I was very turbulent for so long, and I was homeless. And at one point, I'm so grateful that my producer Cito let me sleep on his couch, you know, and anyone that let me sleep on their couch, I'm so grateful for it, because I wouldn't be where I'm at now. And so grateful for the things that have happened to me, you know, and it's not that they happened to me, it's part of my experience of life, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, you know, from that, I just stacking my chips, bought my first little condo, sold it. You know, I've invested in a couple properties on the low that people don't know about. And I just told you guys about one. And that's not to mention the other home that I have that I live in. And these are
next
just
one we about to close.
And I'm just really, really excited that I'm able to do that, because honestly, I'm, you know, sometimes I be like we do it all the time. Sometimes she'll catch me like staring at our new house, and, you know, and I'm like, yo,
or she'll be like, babe,
she'll be like, let's go look at the bathrooms.
I'm like, what the hell?
I did this. Like,
that's amazing.
Like, I'm, and then when I say I can't believe it, like, I knew it would happen, but I'm just so grateful, and I never ever forget where I come from. That's really the secret to success. The real bag is your happiness, is your health, ability, because I know a lot of people that, you know, they have a lot of things, but they are miserable. Like, they are happy. There's so many things going on in their life, and I pray for you, and I send healing to everybody that's going through it, but you can make it, you know, and everything in life is really just an experience. So when I started my businesses, I was just like, let's see what happens. I'm going to learn along the way. And so, you know, I'm still learning. You know, I launched my new skincare and bath line, This Fits Me Bath, which is an extension to This Fits Me. And I'm going to keep going. Like, I am claiming it, and I'm manifesting it, that I will be in Target, Kmart, Walmart,
Martha Stewart.
Amen.
Listen, Macy's. Like, I plan to do so much. Like, that's the beginning, pero poco por poco, because you have to also love what you do. And I love what I do. I love what I do. I love being able to challenge myself. It's very
I was going to say, that's one of the most beautiful things, though, that, you know, I feel like, especially, you know, we talk about a lot of these generational cycles and stuff. And most of the time, our families had to do what they had to do, not what they loved to do. They had to do it out of necessity. And like my dad always told me, you know, my happiness is making money because I know that that money provides for you guys. And that was his happiness. And for me, I remember going through that stage where it was like, I just want to make money and be able to provide and buy the homes and do all of that and invest, but doing what I love. So I think that you're an actual testament to that it can be done, that, you know, you have to push through no matter what cards you have been dealt before. It's, you know, it's not how you fall, it's how you get up. You know, and you've been such a great example.
And your story continues. Your story continues. Like, every time you feel like at your lowest, or people make you feel that way, or, you know, whatever it is that you're going through, like, this too shall pass. And you know how many times even I have to tell myself that, because she knows, like, I'm an empath. So I'm very sentimental about everything. Like, I'm very tough when it comes to certain things, but like, a lot of times, like, I feel your pain. I feel their pain. I feel so much that sometimes I overwhelm myself in my own pain, because I want so much more. And then I have to realize, okay, everything is step by step. You know, I want more of myself. I challenge myself you know, and that's the greatest thing that I ever did was never give up, because they want to see you give up.
For real.
Absolutely.
They really do.
People want to see you give up.
They really trying.
But, you know, don't.
Yeah.
And do it for yourself, not to show off to nobody else. Do it for
Yeah.
you. So you can, both of you have a testimony. Both of you have a testimony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, Jaylah has a testimony. Talk about it, girl. We just
I know.
And we be talking about it, you know, like I love having these conversations like intimately with my, you know, with my friends and stuff. And, you know, Kay, Somaya and I have had these conversations, you know, Gigi and I have had these conversations, you know, and I think it's just part of like that. Those are our testimonies. That's our growth. That if that can help save somebody's life, no matter how little or how silly or whatever it may seem, you know what I mean? Like, you know what it is, like, you know, and that's one of the things too that I want to know is like, how was that big transition? Where was that switch? You know, you were, you know, living in an attic. Everybody saw that. Like, you put that out to the whole world. You're showing
stairs.
Listen, somebody tell me first. I was like, at least you can't call me out on it. I'm gonna speak my truth.
Yeah.
Right. And how is that? Where was those switches though? Because a lot of times people are so used to playing this victimized role.
Correct.
Like, this has happened to me. And a lot of, and then there's other people who just don't understand resilience. Like, how do you keep getting punched in the face and keep going? So was there a switch for you where it was just like, all right, I need to make this transition? Like, that's it.
So, I don't know if it's childhood trauma, and I don't mean to laugh, but it's true. Because,
like, what was your biggest moment?
This is what I'm saying. So, growing up in such a violent and crazy household, my switch turned on the moment I decided I no longer want to live in this house. I need to go fend for myself. Now, looking back, I was 10 years old. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I got my first job when I turned 11. My first job, I was working at a swap meet, selling clothes. And I always looked older. I've always looked older than I am. And I've always body. So no one questioned it. A lot of it is because I don't want to be like, I want to break that generational everything. You know, I don't want to live in a garage. I don't want to have the people around me not healed. I want them to know that there's a better place, and it's me constantly looking back at like, damn, I've come this far, but I'm still not where I want to be, but I'm thankful I'm not where I was. It's a constant thing. And I feel that, like, I get this question all the time, but there wasn't one moment. It's literally a lot of moments.
Like a domino effect.
All domino effects. But it all started when I left my house. I was like, you know, it's crazy to talk about it, you know, but I feel so much that I can. But truthfully, I was 10 years old. I was a little girl. Like, I
hear you saying those things. And like, you know, when you hear that as an adult and you're having adult conversations, it's different. Now that I'm a mom, I'm like, Bella's 6.
You could never.
That's 4 years. I could never imagine like her saying like, I'm out. Like, what do you mean? You're 10 years old. What do you mean you're out? Like, what?
I would stop. I would stop if I was mom. I would stop her so quick. I'd be like, "Fuck you doing? Where do you think you're going?"
Yeah, I'll tie you down to a chair, little girl.
Yeah. And you know what though? I'm glad that I did, because it's made me who I am. And you know, it's very controversial in my family because, you know, like I said, I'm the black sheep, and I'm like, listen.
No, and especially Central America, like Salvadorians are very, 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 very traditional.
Cuando tenía 10 años, and I'm like, sí, porque había mucha trauma. You know? That's why.
Wow. Kay, where are you from?
So, ethnicity-wise, or okay, so I am Italian and Nigerian.
Oh, dope. Actually, we would obviously love to know about, you know, you and your upcoming. And
I mean, I can make it super quick.
No, take your time. Tell us. We want to know about. We want to know all the tea, all the good tea.
Resilient story.
I want to know. I'm so interested.
I've been resilient since day one. So, okay. So long story short, I grew up in, let's just say a house that was not your normal energetic house. When you buy a new home, you know, obviously not me and my mom, when you buy a new home, it should feel like a new home. This house, the previous owner happened to be somebody who practiced witchcraft, black magic, white magic, like all types of fuckery. Like all the fuckery you see in the movies was happening in my house. Like it's a long story. There's so many things I could tell you guys off camera, but I don't want to get too far into it because I don't want to reactivate some stuff. But let's just say 12, I think 8 or 10 years ish of that. And then pretty much from there, it fucked up the whole family energetically. You know, my stepdad committed suicide like 2 months after we got there. And, you know, like my sisters and brothers, like we would always fight. And then there'd always be a scapegoat. So all 3 of them were going against one sibling. And then it was like growing up was very fucked up. It was very competitive. It was very rebellious. We were all very turbulent. It was everyone for themselves. My mom, we never sat for dinner. My mom would shout, "Dinner's ready." And everyone would just, the girls would hurry up and go downstairs before my brother would eat the food kind of thing. I have an Italian family. Like my mom, like she, you know, my mom is, she, you know, cooked a lot of good, big fucking, I remember this big pie. It was like the famous pie of pasta, whatever. But, you know, it was like one of those things that like you had to fend for yourself. You know, we would hide food from other, you know, people like my mom's friends and, you know, stuff. Because long story short, with that side, you know, she was a troubled woman herself. She was in a negative healing process of her life, you know, between drugs and alcohol and not being home, my mother, not being home and stuff like that. So I pretty much fended for myself since I would say probably like 7, 8, 9-ish, pretty much fended myself along with my siblings. We figured it out. And then, but as we grew older, you know, we grow into separate people, we grow apart, we fight with each other, and now we're all on our own. So I veered off in my hometown. I grew up in Jersey. I grew up in central Jersey. And in my hometown, there were, you know, a couple pockets of bad areas.
What town?
I wasn't going to name the town.
I'm from North Bergen. That's why I'm like, where are you from?
Camera.
I'm from, you want me, don't say it?
You can say it off camera. You can say it off camera.
All right. So long story short, there's bad pockets over there, right? I'm just going to south of you. And I started hanging out with people that were 10, 15 years older than me.
Oh.
I a gun at 11. I knew how to fucking clean a gun by 12. I had my own shit. I was pushing weed. I used to take a backpack on my little bicycle and I would go town to town, go to the white towns and deal little, we used to call them G's up, hoes down, or Skittles, ecstasy. You know, I would do whatever to get money. And I would take that money and I would ride my little bike to the PSC&G and I would pay the bill, pay C&G, because my mom wasn't paying it. She was just in another fucking world. So,
wow.
On to, mind you, between, you know, my siblings and I would say half of us are mentally stable where we made it out of the mud, and the other half kind of like just kind of slumped into, you know, alcohol and drugs today. And I always thank, you know, the people around me for teaching me and the lessons that I've been through to teach me what I already had to, I guess, know at the time. I had to know this for a reason early. And by the time I was in my, you know, mid-teenage years, I was in foster care. I was very, you know, just fucking crazy and rebellious. Everything to me was like, how do I get out of this situation? How do I not break the rules and get out of this situation? Even though I was breaking the rules to not break the rules. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And, you know, I got arrested.
Like survival.
Yeah, survival. I got locked up for a couple years. I was, you know, and then I came out and I was an adult, so I had nothing. I was like, all right, I guess I'll go to college. And I just kind of figured it out from there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, between toxic relationships and living with other people, sleeping on couches, sleeping in, you know, a car if I had a car at the time, and leaning on people along the way, it kind of taught me to learn more about loving myself, respecting myself. But it also taught me how, you know, they're supposed to help you on their path, on your path, you know? And it kind of showed me that I had a lot of great mentors, but none of them taught me in the ways that I should have been taught as a child and as a young adult, you know? And going through what I went through, I built a lot of resilience to pretty much pretty much figure it out by myself. Just figure it out and logically separate. Thank you. Logically separate. Hence the name Numerology Logic.
Kay was the young El Chapo.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that degree. It was like, you know, head full of shit. You know what I mean?
Well, what you're trying to say basically is that they taught you the things instead of teaching you like skills that are good.
I kind of got thrown in the mix.
Skills.
Young life, thug life.
Yeah, I kind of got thrown in the mix.
It helped in other ways because you're an amazing mathematician.
Yeah.
She does the accounting for my company.
I do. I do
on
the
the right side.
all 5 companies. I do all the accounting. And it's yeah. I don't know how I have time. She'll tell me like, "Hey, what's this?" I'm like, "Boom, boom, boom, boom."
She does the inventory. So you see, you turned all the.
It works out.
Here, go ahead. What were you gonna ask me?
No, go ahead.
I'm like sweating. It's a little hot. Little fans going.
I'm telling you, this conversation's gotten spicy because even my computer just said, "Give me a second. I need you to reset me." My computer logged me out. Was like, no, like I was like, what just happened?
I'm very proud of her because she's been through a lot.
I was gonna say, so like for both of you, because obviously you guys have both, you know, this crazy stories and things that most people wouldn't even think of surviving. You know, what is some advice for people that feel like they're in that like rut, in that hole, like that they want to make that change, that grow, like, you know, they want to like sometimes it's like, you know,
when you feel stuck.
Yeah, like
when you feel stuck and you're like, what am I doing?
I got this, baby. The number
Kay's like, let me shine.
Number one thing is that you have to remember 2 things. Separate emotion from facts. That's number 1. And number 2, do not trust anybody. I don't care who it is. Don't trust anybody. In your head, you don't have to announce that you're not trusting anybody, but don't trust anybody.
Not in a negative way.
Not in a negative way, but in a sense of protecting yourself because you don't know where something can go.
Unless you know.
Unless you know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the one thing I have to, like, remind myself of is that, you know, at this point in my life, this is where I was, this is the situation. And then I look at now, I have to remember I can't react to things the way I used to. And I can't let the people from my past activate the old me to react like I used to. And even though my feelings may be screaming, I want to fucking kill this person, or I choke this person, or curse them out, or let me just send that penny DM or that petty ass meme. Don't do it. It's going to drive them more nuts, the fact that you're not acknowledging them and the fact that you're not speaking about it, than anything. And not only that, doing that is also good karma for yourself. Because if you're thinking badly, the universe is going to give you bad. The universe is going to give you that flat tire. They're going to give you that time where you trip and your phone breaks that you just bought 2 days ago. They're going to do these little things to remind you to just keep moving. And you have to move in very good karma. And when I mean that, I mean, don't talk shit about people. Don't gossip. Don't sit there and beat yourself up and dwell. Well, am I a bad guy? Is that why that person talked to me? Don't feel bad about how other people treat you, because how other people feel about you is not your business.
The only thing not who you are.
It's really hard.
Yeah, and the only thing in the subject, and it's a variable because it's changeable, is your name. Because they could just plug somebody else's name, and now they talk about somebody else, and it really
it's a whole nother narrative.
It ain't your business in the first place. So, you know, when going back to resilience and feeling stuck, I have to remind myself of what I've done in the past, you know, 5-6 years of my life. Let's say, I don't know, this situation with this person pissed me off. I would sit there and be like, you know what? I'm a good person. I did this, and that for that person. I never asked for anything back. And I spoke bad about them. The fact that they screwed me over, okay, great. I don't care how long I've known someone. I don't care if you're my relative. If you fuck me over, you fuck me over. And that's people, that's jobs, that's music, that's food, that's the car you drive. Yeah. That's the groceries you put in your house. Food. That's how you clean your house. Every little thing matters about what you decide, what you're going to go forward and accept in your energy and in your path, and what you're not going to accept. And I think that's a big breaking point, because when you make a decision, you have to kill something, right? You know, if you make a decision, not literally kill something, but, you know, I'm at a stop sign. Am I going to go right or am I going to go left? You make a right, killing the left.
You're killing the left. Yeah. Yeah.
When you kill something, don't feel bad about it. You've decided to kill it. Run with what the fuck you just brought with you. You've decided I'll run with it and don't look back. You know, there are a lot of things that if I sat there and entertained, if I looked back on, if I replied, or if I, you know, was like, oh, let me just do something real petty and cause a scene and, you know, give him some anxiety or rock the boat a little bit in whatever situation, whether it was a job, a relationship, a friend, a family member, all of them, all these things, if I didn't firmly stick with the thing that I brought with me in that decision-making point and left what was killed, I'd be in a different place in my life.
Absolutely.
You know, that's the hardest thing for people is to, like, you
logic
know,
over mental. Period.
Is to not bring feelings into stuff.
Absolutely.
And it's even like just taking the simple accountability for it. Sometimes I think it's just like saying like, hey, like, I'm not sorry that I did this. Like, I guess it hurt your feelings. It sucks, but like, I don't feel bad for doing what I did. Like,
yeah, it sounds a little crazy because you got to remember our parents and their parents. I'm going to say people born before
we're conditioned.
1960,
conditioned.
1960s and up, all these people they
shame us.
They're collectibles. They all cluster together in fucking groups of family, and they have an order. Like everyone's a cult. You must follow the cult. You must go with the.
This is what you have to do because this is what we. It's like those people that say they're raised on movies. Like they don't know how to have any type of emotion. It's only what they've seen in movies.
Yeah, we're radical and we're crazy. These young, you guys and your internet jobs and your e-commerce and you can order your groceries online. Goddamn right we fucking can. We don't want to fucking go shopping. And that's because whoever started grocery shopping online said, I'm going to kill the fucking lazy people that don't have time. I'm going to kill that task for them and bring it to their house. And you know what? It's $1 billion industry. So something that small, and I'm just saying, and when you feel stuck, I want you to think of how bold and crazy and rebellious these decisions that people have made, whether it's Kanye, Jeff Bezos, fucking Elon Musk, I don't know, Oprah Winfrey, all these people, they made decisions to get where they are. Absolutely. There were a lot of decisions that people were like, I don't know.
That's not right. That doesn't sound right. That's not going to be right. Like, that's not going to work.
You got to let it be. You got to just go exactly what your gut's telling you. And it's not a feeling. Logically. It's a spirit feeling that will follow logically.
So I know, obviously, this is For the Love of Jaylah. Thanks to everybody who has been checking in on the comments. I see you guys. Tony, shout out to Tony and everybody who's on the check-in.
Long time fan and such a really faithful one.
Absolutely, 100%. Tony's been a writer for a minute.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
For sure. So obviously this is called For the Love of Jaylah.
Yes.
But this means I'm a little, chismosatu, and I want to know a little bit about y'all. I know some things, but I want to know how you guys met, what brought you guys together.
Seriously.
What made Kay take Somaya away from me?
Tell me
what's up.
I think Somaya took me away, but go ahead.
Where did you guys meet? How did it happen? Who approached who? We want to know all the tea, but we only have 5 minutes left. Our producer's like, hello, can y'all finish just in 5 minutes? So
short, we have a very similar network of friends. And when I went to film Love and Hip Hop New York for the season 10, right when the pandemic hit, we reconnected, and to be honest with you, like, you would think because she's a tomboy, like she's the aggressor, but it was me. It was
good. Yo, she slid in my DM. Good. So fast.
Was she say?
I tell you,
Hey, what did she say?
Listen. So she's slick. She sat there and she liked some of. Okay, mind you, Somaya.
Wait, we got 5 minutes. Hold on. We got 5 minutes. Let me just tell them real fast, okay? So fast
I'm
forward.
gonna tell you later.
I was being a creep. I ain't even gonna lie. And I was like, "What's up, shorty? You know, what's good?" Like,
talk about numerology. Yeah, you want to know the numbers. But
I thought you were pretty, but I did want to know about numerology. Like, I did. So the conversation.
It was a 2-for-1, Kay. Okay.
Latinas be.
Combo.
So, you know, I was like, yeah, so what's up? So anyhow, we did vibe, because even though you meet people, you don't really know if you're gonna vibe, and we kind of reconnected. So like, you know, you don't really know how things are gonna go, right? But we really liked each other genuinely, and like I felt that it was just more than just an attraction. It was more so like, damn, you're a dope person.
it was like instant.
We had fun together. Together, we would laugh together. It just seemed like, you know, when you meet somebody, you're like, yo, you could be like my best friend, or you know,
oh, but there's nothing better than having to be able to have both of that. And I feel like you guys definitely have that. You guys have like the lover side, and you guys are so cutesy wootsy when you're on your own space, and you guys have like your thing. And then, but at the same time, you guys do business together. You guys are building an empire together. And I think that's so beautiful, but you guys still have that friendship and that connection, which is like lovers and friends. Like, why not?
And we knew that right away. Like, I knew that right away. And I was like, no, even still, all the time, I'd be like, yo, you my bestie? And she'd be like, yeah, go, baby.
I love that.
Yes, I am.
The number one.
But we just have a blast. Listen,
I'm sorry.
We just have a blast.
The number one thing, because we talk all night, the number one thing that I'm going to tell you that keeps us how we are is we are so communicative.
Yes.
We're
communication all the time.
Like,
all the time.
We know the passwords to every single thing of each other's. God forbid something happens, or hey, I'm in the shower, check that email for this thing, whatever. Like,
trust.
We're so honest. Like,
communication.
Hey, this dude slid in my DMs. I'm like, fuck him. You know, send me whatever.
I don't even be caring. Listen,
Listen,
let me tell you something funny that happens sometimes.
You know,
I be waking up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, and she be on her phone creeping on chicks' pages, like. And then she tries to like log out real quick, like I didn't see it.
I can look. Listen,
but it's okay though.
You can look. Just don't touch. Don't ask questions. Don't be in the DMs.
Relationship that we have though, like we have a very it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like that's where I feel that like people fail in their relationships, when you try to be like, as long as there's no disrespect,
don't try. Hard.
As long as there's no disrespect, the trust is there. You communicate. I don't care. I know I'm not going to be for everybody. Like, I know who sleeps with me and who I come home to, but communication, honestly, is like
it's over the top.
It's over the top for us. Like, we always talk about it. We go on walks every day and go on hikes, and we'll ask each other like, "Babe, how's your mental health today?" Like, that's like the first question we get.
Shit together. And hey, this is fucking me up. You know what? Let's go fucking, let me make you dinner and watch a movie. Like, we're so like, let's tackle it.
That's how it should be, though. I think like that's what it. Like, you should be able to have that, like, not walk on eggshells, not have to feel like, dang, I can't say how I feel to the person that I want to be with. It should be like, hey, I need my space today, or hey, I'm going through this. Like, can you understand me? And that takes away that like. That assumption of like, I don't know what's going on, what's going through their head, what you're assuming things instead of just telling me, yo, I'm having a bad day today. I'll hit you when I can. And that respect, that conversation, those like words, I think mean more than most people can understand. Kay, why are you laughing like that?
Honey, could we talk it too much? We too lit.
Where can we move this conversation to? Because I'm like so in tune. I'm like, I want to talk to you guys all night. I'm like, oh my God, tell me more. Like, what should I do?
Is there any way that we could do a part 2 next week? Can we do the part 2? Because we can do part 2
next week. We're chilling. Yeah. We can do.
We gotta do a part 2.
Let's do part 2 next week, because we didn't even get to the love advice for Jaylah.
Yeah,
we didn't even get to none of that.
It's that just both of your stories alone are so good.
Puro chisme, but I will tell you this. Just wrapping this up. the best advice that I can give, because now that I look
so cute.
Now that I look back at, I love you. Now that I look back at some of my like past relationships with friends, family, lovers, I realize now that the biggest thing that was gonna work. Jayla's not gonna stop laughing.
I can't. Case faces. I can't.
Communication. Listen, guys. Communication and like, don't jump into relationships if you know you're not ready. Because we have all done that. Yeah. We have all done that. And to say that we haven't would be a lie, you know? And it's like I've allowed people to gaslight me for so many years that now that I know what that is, I'm not allowing it. Friendships, business, relationships, nothing. And so pay attention to all the signs in the beginning. Jayla, pay attention to all the signs. And if you're not ready to really, truly find love, don't.
No.
Just have fun.
Let them close this up. We're gonna do a part 2, guys.
I'm so excited. You guys better be ready.
It's our producer. It's our producer. He got to go to another show.
But can we take it to like IGTV or something? Because I'm like,
I'm gonna text
in the zone
right now. We're gonna
get in a group chat, guys. If you're on here, head over to Instagram, guys.
We're gonna let Crazy Boogie go. The Rick H Show is on next. Uptown Live. The whole squad. Rebel, Ellie Jazz,
baby.
Guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Trey, Somaya, thank you for being here. And next week, we're gonna
we'll be back.
This. So this is great. I love you.
Love advice. Maybe I can bring somebody on the show next week. I'm gonna work on it.
Okay. Ooh. I'm with it. So Somaya, check your text. I'll call you in 2 seconds.
Everybody head over to Instagram.
Sorry, Celine.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Let the world around us fade. We could love like this forever. Let the rest go down in flames. And if the stars fall from the skies, the sun goes dark to endless night. Stay in my arms, I'll make it right. Just close your eyes. Yeah, we got tonight.